Hey gang, welcome back to another Viewers Project update. Today we're going to take another look at Don's 1966 Mustang known as Betsy. He's starting to tear it down to look for problems and things he has to fix, so he made a nice little time-lapse video showing that process, and I think it was pretty fun to watch. Let's take a look at Don's update video.
Welcome to the next part in the saga of Betsy. I'll be disassembling her today and taking a look at what's going on. I got to take everything apart. I got to take the hood, fenders, front end, so I can get at the cowl seam and the suspension. I'll be doing completely stripping the interior because I have to do the floorboards. And eventually I'll be taking the doors off because I have to repair those too. Anyway, so this is the beginning of it. This will all be in time-lapse, I guess. I'll see you when it goes.
I was pretty happy with all of this. It didn't take all that long to knock this thing down, a couple of hours, and I had the body all apart. Not too many rusty bolts, and pretty surprised. I only needed a 5/8, a 7/16, and a 1/2 inch socket, and that took the whole the whole car apart. Oh boy, it was fun though. Didn't run into too many snags. Discovered a couple of rusty spots that I didn't expect, but then the car was in really good shape by all comparisons. I mean, there's very little rust. Of course, the floorboard that I knew about, but the rest of the car just looked fabulous. It was great.
Here's the car so far. Front end is off. Things don't look too bad on the outside up here, but I just got my little scope and stuck it in through here and looked down and around, and it looks like there's a rusty spot right there on the hat. So I think I'm going to have to pull the cowl and do it. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm about to tear the interior out of the car and get the vent out of there, and then I can get a look-see at it. The seam really isn't all that bad. There's a couple of spots here where it's opened up a little bit, over there and right here, but really not that much.
Here's a quick view of the seam. As you can see, it cleaned up really good. There's not that much rust there. Along the side here, there was nothing.
This seal here needs to be replaced to keep the goo out from up in here. But other than that, there's no rust at all anywhere around here on the frame rails or on the body. I did see one little thing right here. I don't know if you can see it, but right there, the seam sealer's coming out, and it looks like the paint is starting to go. So I'm going to have to get in there and check, make sure there's no rust. Anyway, that's it. Interior's next.
The interior came apart really easy. There was in fact, there were quite a few screws that weren't there. I guess they just rattled out over the years, and I probably vacuumed them up. I can't think of anything else. Just had to stay at it and make it work. You'll notice I've never had that bracket in. From the very first time I replaced the carpet, I never put the bracket in the front of the console. It always made taking the console in and out difficult and really didn't add anything. So I just left it out. Yeah, you can really tell it's a driver, can't you? I do plan to do a few extra things to the car. While I have it apart, there's some little attention to detail things. I even thought about maybe painting the interior panels. They've never been painted, and they could probably use a coat of Krylon semi-flat or something, just to spruce it up on the inside. I was noticing how those pads look really good, and they've always looked like that. And maybe if I'd have pulled the sound deadener out from the floorboard, it would have saved me some grief, because even now the car's been parked inside for a couple 3 weeks, and it stays inside almost all the time now anyway. And underneath the pad was still wet. It's just jute covered with tar, with a tar layer, so the water can't evaporate out of it. So it's holding moisture against the floorboards constantly. That can't be good. I also noticed that the master cylinder, when it leaks, which, I've had to replace the master cylinder 2 or 3 times now, or at least rebuild it. When it leaks and it comes out the back, it runs down the inside of the firewall, and the brake fluid strips all the paint off the floorboard. So that's probably a good reason why the rust gets started there too, is the paint doesn't stick. The paint won't last past your first master cylinder failure. Should I replace that floor? I don't know. It's pretty close. This is the real question. Do I replace this one? It's got pretty good rusty spot there. I wire brushed it just to see what it was like. But it's still pretty solid over here. And I'm thinking maybe I can get away with not doing it. I don't know. I already have the panel, so I don't know, maybe. Over here, though, on the driver's side, I'm thinking I'm going to have to take the seat riser out, because I think the rust goes in behind it. Anyway, plus I got to go 8 inches up. Pretty good, huh? So here's where all the parts ended up, down here in my basement studio so far. Okay, that wraps up this video. Thanks for watching. And hey, Barry, thanks for all your help and everything. I'll be working on Betsy for a while now. I probably figure a couple of months maybe. So I'll have some updates after I get the floorboards in and find a few more things to do. Of course, I'll be seeing you guys on the live chats, and take care. Hey, it's been 80 degrees here in Oregon. I mean, 2 weeks ago, I was freezing. It was down in the 30s. So, hey, all good. I will catch you later.
Well, that was a fun video to watch. Don did a good job with editing and voicing over what he was doing to the car, and I appreciate that. Like he said, there's not a lot of tools needed to take apart these cars. They're not overly complicated, and you can do a lot with just a handful of tools. I know he found some issues he wasn't looking forward to, the rust and different things, which he knew that was there on the driver's floor pan, but I think he pointed out there may be some other problems that he needs to take a look at. So taking everything apart like that, that's a great way to do it. You get to see what's going on and what you have to address. So thanks, Don, for sharing that. I look forward to his next update, and if you're interested in doing a Viewers Project video, send me an email to joedaddysgarage@gmail.com, and we'll go back and forth and see if we can't get something together and go from there. It's a beautiful day. I say it's a beautiful day. It's a pretty decent day here in Georgia, and it's been raining all night, and it made me think of Don, because I know he's out on the West Coast. I don't know if he's in Portland, I think, somewhere out west, where it rains frequently. So again, thanks, Don, for sharing your video, and until next time, take care of yourselves. See ya. Guy's got no rhythm. just happens to be a nice day outside. It's been raining and made me think of Seattle. I think it's where Don's from, out on the West Coast somewhere, or somewhere out there, but maybe Seattle's wrong. But I know that he's out on the West Coast and Portland. Portland? He's out west. And he said it rains a lot, so it must be out there somewhere. Anyway. Well, that was pretty cool. I like that time lapse. You know, they're not overly complicated. Don't need a lot of, big toolbox full of stuff to take them apart. So I'm looking forward to the next update from Don, and I'm sure he's got, some work cut out for him. And I'm sure,